Really? Why do I have to go? Why do I have to go to D.Va? This sucks. And I've got him breathing down my neck. Just because he's not got his own board game. Michael, maybe one day you'll get your own board game, but for now, we're playing with Jason, who... Oh, he's got the bloody tokens. He's got the bloody tokens here. Let me just try and take some of these tokens out of here. Just... Jason, it's my goal. He's such a diva. Oh, for goodness sake. What a diva. He is, not me. This is a review of Friday the 13th, the board game Horror at Camp Crystal Lake. Kill them. Kill for mother. Yes, another Friday the 13th video on today, Friday the 13th, because that's what I promised you. I promised you 2 more videos. If the third one comes, we'll see, but this is definitely the second. And we're going to review the Friday the 13th board game. What's that, Chucky? I feel like that as well if I don't get out of this body soon. That's what all those teenage virgins were thinking before Jason slaughtered them all in their slumber. Although most of them weren't sleeping, but the 2 that were having sex, he put the spear through them. Anyway, this is Horror at Camp Crystal Lake, the board game, and I'm going to go through it, unpackage it, and give it a little review. So let's get right into it. Boom. Packaging for this game is fantastic. I absolutely love it. It just does everything right. I think this mask is from the 2019 movie, potentially, the most recent one. Don't quote me on it, but it's 3 to 6 players. It's a cracking me game. And obviously each of the 6 players is one of the types of stereotypical camper, right? You've got your jock, final girl, the geek, all that sort of stuff, the slut. But here on the back, they are all warned, they are all doomed. This is a good game to play for shots, because it's a game, it can be a strategy game, where you can actually play defensively, or you could just try and direct Jason towards some of the other players, because it's all about trying to garner blood points. So you play the game over 5 nights, and whoever's got the most blood points at the end of the night wins the game, as we're about to see. This is the instruction manual that we're going to go over in a minute. So it's a turn-based game, pretty basic concept. On each turn you've got 3 actions. You can either go back to the camp and take the blood points that you've accumulated by that point, or you can play one of the cards in the game. Again, some are defensive, some are offensive, or you can take a token out of the bag. When you take tokens out of the bags, if you get 1 Jason face, you better not get another Jason face, because 2 Jason faces means he's got you and you have to go back to the camp. Instruction manual is just a few pages there. It's pretty straightforward actually. There's 2 ways to play the game. You can play it with or without the defensive cards, and these are the players, and these are the types of tokens. So on your right there, you'll see where the Jason mask has been crossed out. If you get caught by Jason, you can use that token on the next round. So if you take a Jason token and you get caught again, you can play that token so you aren't forced to go back to the cabin, 2 nights in a row rather quickly. It just gives you an extra out if you're having bad luck. These are the tokens. So there's the 2 Jason face tokens that are on the left there. Those are the ones you want to avoid. And then the other tokens like the gasoline, you've got the frying pan, there's a torch, you've got the meat cleaver, and you've got an axe, and of course the rarest of them are the set of keys. And depending on what character you're using, you can collect various combinations of these items, and it'll give you multipliers for your blood points. So that's the incentive to keep playing the game, because it's all about getting the blood points. So you're gambling by taking these tokens out of this sack, but you could get Jason, and if you get the 2 Jason tokens, you'll lose all your blood points and you're back to the cabin for that night with no points. So there is a strategy element to the game. And again, you put the tokens into the bag, give them a little shake, and you draw a token out on your turn. That's one of the actions you can do, is to take out a token. And these are the cards. These are the players. So we've got the nice guy. He's always the first to die, right? Then you've got the Diva. Oh, we all like to get the Diva done in. And then next who we got? We've got the Nerd. The Nerds, they tend to do okay in these Jason movies. They tend to die halfway through. The Jock, he always gets killed when he's probably banging one of the other camp counselors. The Partier, he's another one that you like to see get taken out. And finally, the final girl. Who doesn't want to be the final girlie? And as I said before, these are some of the combinations of the values. So when you're taking out those tokens, you can get multipliers for your blood points. So there are incentives to carry on playing the game. And the more tokens you try and get of various varieties, the more blood points you'll have. And again, as it says at the bottom there, you get your 2 Jason tokens, you're sent packing back to the camp, and you lose all of your blood points. You can choose to go back to the cabin as one of your turns if you're just, I've got enough, I want to play it safe. So these are the cards that you get with the Camp Crystal Lake game. I love the design of these. So you've got a critical supply objective, so on each turn you're given various items to collect, and if you can collect those 2 items, then you will get those 7 blood points if you're the first one to go back to the camp. So you've got an incentive to go back early, but then if you're not out in the field playing, you could lose blood points. You've got each person's got a rucksack as well. You can carry over 2 tokens per round. You can carry them over as well. And then these are the defensive cards. So again, if you don't want to go to the cabin, you don't want to take a token, you can play one of these cards. Again, you get not a chance. He missed us both. And the rarest card is no after you. So there's a strategy element to these games, and these are the other general cards. You dodge Jason, let me choose, let's swap, you can go first, and each of these cards has a strategic element to them. And at the start of each game, you're given 5 cards, and you can choose. You can choose which card you want to use as you're playing through the game. But again, if you are dealt a defensive card, you can use that to counter anyone that tries to stitch you up. Because again, one of the cards might be take 2 tokens out of the bag, because you're hoping that someone picks out a Jason token and they're sent packing. So as you see, the longer you stay in the game, the more bravery points you get. So if you go back, you can tell by the right hand side, those are the 5 knights there. And there's your critical supply card. I'll go in the middle that we talked about, where you're trying to get whatever the supplies are that are on the card. But the longer you stay in the game, the more bravery points you're going to get for going back. And that's if it's a full game with 6 players. So the incentive is to get the blood points. It's a pretty straightforward game. Again, it's a good game, a good drinking game. If you want to play for shots, every time you get caught by Jason, you need to do a shot, or you can do, a variation of it. But it's pretty good quality. I mean, some of the cards are quite flimsy, right? They're very thin. Nothing's really thick card that's in there. But again, I'll put a link in the description to where you can buy the game. I think it's about 25, 30 quid that you can pick it up for. It's a good game. It's probably more so for Friday the 13th fans, fans of horror. I would highly recommend it. If you look at the bottom here, on this picture, you'll actually see, just some more of what's going on there. That's just a better version, good image there. We can see everything that's been laid out on the board. I would recommend it. If I was going to give it a rating, I'd probably say 8 out of 10, purely because I like Friday the 13th, and it's got that sort of cool McKill feel to it. But I do like it. It is a good game, and it's one that's really enjoyable to play. So I highly recommend it, and I think you should give it a go. And that's my 2 cents on the matter. A wee Bubble Jason here, he's just popping in. He's actually solar powered. Now I know we don't get a lot of sun in Scotland, but I've had him sitting out in all sorts of great, beautiful days, and he's yet to move. So I think this Jason might be faulty. Don't know. So that was it. That's my review of Friday the 13th, the board game. Brief overview. Any questions on it? You can stick them down below in the comments section. And the next video I'm going to do is just a brief review on the Jack in the Box for Friday the 13th. I guess you get the Chucky one, and there's also a Freddy Krueger. Not a Michael Myers, unfortunately, but I'll do a little video on that at some point later today. So I hope you enjoyed this. Like and subscribe, because I'm going to be doing more horror videos and more horror reviews. sporadically leading up to Halloween, but certainly on Halloween, one every day. I'm going to do different decorations in here in the house. I'm going to theme part of the house, and I'm just going to take you through just some of the ideas that I've got and what some of the feature walls are going to look like. I think that will be some pretty good content as we get towards the witching season. And of course I'll probably talk about the new Halloween movie that's coming out, the new Chucky season that's coming out, and the new fan movie for Friday the 13th with Kane Hodder's in it. So there's lots going on and lots to talk about. So that's why you should like and subscribe. Until then, watch out for any virgins out there, because they're gonna die. I'm trying to get Jason to go off, but he's not going off. Jason! There we go. Yeah. See you in the next one.